Hare Krishna. To not consider our capacity is to cripple our capacity. Suppose a child is lifting weights and the child lifts around, say, has the capacity to lift 5 kg weights, and suddenly the child decides to lift 20-25 kg weights, and now child will get, the hands will get crushed, the weight may fall on the body and break bones, and in that way the child will uh, cripple oneself and lose the capacity that uh, he had earlier to lift weights. So to not consider our capacity is to cripple our capacity. Now, while it is easy to understand that we cannot lift weights far beyond our capacity, because weights are physical and visible objects, but we don't often realize that similarly our psychophysical machine also at large has a certain capacity that it can handle. We all have professional responsibilities, social responsibilities, familial responsibilities, spiritual responsibilities, and we all have various aspirations, ambitions, desires. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that. And if we don't recognize that our body mind machine has a finite capacity, then we take up too many things and then we burden ourselves, we stress ourselves, we bring hypertension on ourselves, and sometimes we collapse. And after we collapse, then we may become so shell shocked at that collapse that we may become diffident about even doing one thing, because we feel, will I be able to do it? So we go to the other extreme and don't consider our capacity even in a finite way. We think I have no capacity at all because we collapsed earlier. So this is also negative. So the desire to get more and to do more and to become more, all that often comes from the mode of passion. So the Bhagavad-gita in its 14th chapter in the 12th verse states Lobha pravrittirarambha karmanamashamaha spruha rajasyetani jayante viruddhe korunandana. So Arjuna, viruddhe, this is the time when the mode of passion goes up. What are the characteristics of that? Lobha, when one feels greed, more, I want more. Pravrittir arambha, when one wants to start new things. Karmanam ashamah spruha, one wants to do a lot of work and one has ashamah spruha, insatiable desire. At that time, what is it all this characteristic of? Rajasya etani jayante. We can understand that Rajoguna has become very dominant. And then further, 3 verses later in 14.16, Krishna states that Karmana Sukritasyahu Satvikam Nirmalam Phalam Rajasastu Phalam Dukkham Ajnanam Tamasah Phalam. So it describes the fruits of the various modes, and pertinent for us, it states that the fruit of Rajoguna, Rajasastu Phalam Dukkham, the fruit of Rajoguna is misery. When we thus become miserable, we end up frustrated. And it's like we try to carry too much weight, we try to do too many things, crave for too many things, and juggle too many balls, and we end up frustrated, we end up miserable. So to avoid this, we need to consider our capacity. Otherwise, we work in the mode of passion, we become miserable, we become overwhelmed, and then we sometimes sink into the mode of depression, where people seek relief in the lower modes. They seek relief in drinking or in other kinds of self-defeating activities. So like that, the capacity becomes crippled when people become depressed and dejected. But instead, if we can practice bhakti and cultivate the mode of goodness, then we can realistically assess our capacity. So, सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाशमुपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्यात् विवृद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत. In 14.11, Krishna states that सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन्, the body has various gates. प्रकाशमुपजायते, when prakasha, when there is illumination of all the senses in the body. Jnanam yada tada vidyat, jnanam, when there is knowledge which illumines all the senses, at that time, Vivruddham Sattvam Ityuta, we should know this is Sattva Guna. This is Sattva Guna. So what we need really is that capacity to look within, to understand our capacity and then act accordingly. Now of course we all want to increase our capacity and we can strive to increase that capacity, but it has to be done progressively. From 5 kg the child can lift 6, 7, and later the child may also develop the capacity to lift 25 kgs. But it cannot be a sudden leap that will bring a person crashing down. It has to be a gradual evolution. So similarly, we can all grow, and all the more so when we strive to serve Krishna, then Krishna empowers us to grow in our capacities, and we may be able to do the things which we might have earlier thought impossible to do. But even then the growth will be gradual. So by considering our capacity, we can expand our capacity, and we can make optimal contribution in a sustainable way. And unlike a person who lifts a weight for 1 second and then gets injured for 1 month because of that. But rather, we, instead of taking up a huge load and crushing, we can function productively, optimally in a sustainable way. Thank you. Hare.